What is going on, everyone? I'm Jay Bryan,
Here in Washington.
and we want to welcome you to another edition of the Attention Span Podcast. Man, this is a great episode. So you might notice that I'm in a little different background today. We're in the middle of a move, getting ready to sell our home and preparing for the next phase of life. So the table that I was working off of is gone. It's no longer here, and we donated it. So I had to work from a different environment today. But we're still going to bring you all what's going on with us, what has our attention, and things that are going to help you all. So Jared, what's been going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just going to therapy, working on myself, just trying to get everything, at one, right where I need to be at. Then just watching Bryce, what I'm saying, working on the business and working on things and yeah, everything's in a good space right now, man. I feel good. I feel optimistic. And we taking it one day at a time, brother.
Good. And for the listeners that don't know, who's Bryce?
My son. That's my son.
Yep. How old is Bryce?
Five.
Yes, sir.
Faith's birthday is in 3 days or 2 days, July 2nd. So
Yep. Yep. So hold on just a second. So okay, back at it. But that kind of goes into our next, I guess, what has my attention this week. So we just had Father's Day. We didn't get a chance to address this. There's actually two things that had my attention. And then Jared, we can see what's going on. What has your attention? So first thing, we just had Father's Day, and just want to give a quick caveat about the dads. Shout out to all the dads that listen to the podcast. If you don't subscribe, shame on you. Subscribe for sure. But we know people are listening because we see one extra view this week, another extra view the other week. So we know people are listening. So if you're a dad, shout out to you and happy belated Father's Day. I think we were gonna have a podcast shot on that day because it was on a Sunday, right? Yeah, yeah. But we had to move it a little bit, but that's okay.
when
Shout
was
out to
father?
the fathers.
When was Father's Day?
Hmm?
When was Father's Day?
Like not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before.
I would have never known.
Oh yeah. That's why I posted about the importance of fathers. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so fathers, man, thank you all for being you. Thanks for being present. Thanks for being there. Y'all are important. If no one else tells you, we'll tell you. As fathers ourselves, you all are needed and very important. In fact, I'm semi handling a meltdown my daughter is having right now. My daughter's 4. She's a little younger than Jared's son, and but this is why it's important is to be there to be in an emotional kind of anchor for your children. Let them know it's going to be okay. So shout out to you all. The other thing that has my attention, and then Jared, we'll pass it off to you. The other thing that has my attention is the hey baby, you want to give her a call? Want to call her? She tried to wake you up. Okay.
What's up, Atlanta?
Oh, he says, hey, your Uncle Jared says, hey, y'all bear with us real quick. Jared, go ahead, talk about what has your attention, man, this week. What's been going on in the media or anything? Just what have you been focusing on this week?
Yeah, so for me, a big topic that I want to get into for you guys and everybody that I've just been focusing on is
Here,
social
take it,
anxiety.
take it in the way.
Why do I want to get into social anxiety? Because social anxiety is something that it doesn't have a face. And a lot of times people see people and they think that, because a person may display confidence or display a certain type of feeling or have a vibration about themselves or energy, that they're just always good. Take for instance, I use big names: Donald Trump, Megan Good, Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins. We can go the list go to LeBron James. You see these people, and you would never equate social anxiety to these types of people, quote unquote. But I guess I want to bring some awareness to the fact that social anxiety and probably specifically anxiety is the fact that a lot of people walk around with it, if not everybody, and it just might not be at your level or where you're at. And I've seen a lot of reflections in my own life to bring it back to me of social anxiety and feeling like well, I feel confident, I feel good about myself, and my ego might take a hit on something, or I might not be able to get a girl one day or something, and I carry that feeling with me throughout the day, or I carry it with me into my next interaction with women, and it still happens to this day. And I guess why I'm speaking on it, so
Did you just use the word iteration?
uh,
Oh boy, I
uh,
thought about saying, man, I got some $1 million words for real. Let's go.
Ti for real. But just I want people to understand that there's no face to these things, and you're not alone. Not to be corny and cheesy or whatever, but we're all in this together. Black, white, and different. It doesn't matter what you are. LGBTQIAQ PQSTUV.
Plus,
We're plus. We're all together. So it's like you got to understand. Honestly, seriously though, we're all in this together, and social anxiety is just a form of lower energy, and it happens. It happens. It's bound to come in. It'll come, it'll go. It's like waves. But you use the people around you. You use your current circumstances, your situations to walk through and get through it, and understand that we're in this together. And that's had my focus this week. It's something that I still struggle with. And one thing about us on this podcast, we want to keep our transparency at an all time high. We want to keep our transparency high, and make sure y'all understand what's real and what's not. So you see a guy like me, or whoever, what I'm saying, we're all struggling with some form of anxiety, whether it be social or whatever else, but we're gonna get through it together.
good man, good. Well, not good, but good. Same time, I've
Thanks,
definitely had
thanks.
my own personal struggles with anxiety. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know where it is. You know,
Yeah, I
I've
think.
def-
Well, I want to say this. I think, especially for us, me and you, Justin, one thing that we both struggle with. I don't know if you necessarily, but I know I do is like I call it bill anxiety. Having to pay bills and the feeling of being a man. Especially time in the Father's Day, the fact that we have to pay bills constantly, and it's a never-ending cycle, and you have to hit those marks. There's not an option not to hit them. So emotionally, mentally, physically, physiology, no matter what you're going through, basically, you have to hit those marks. And I think that's a part of our anxiety too. I don't know about you, but I know for me it is. That's why I want financial freedom. You know.
yeah, same. No, I think about it a lot. Um, it does cause some anxiety sometimes, but not too much. A lot of my anxiety comes from just being afraid to. I don't like to go out as much as I used to because I don't feel like I look as good as I used to. Not this a therapy session, and and I'm not sitting here complaining like, man. Um, I'm overweight. Haven't had a haircut in a while. I'm not sitting there complaining about that. I'm actually working on changing it. I do work out. I do watch what I put in my body. Um, but still, that is a true, in all transparency, source of anxiety for me. So I always have to be mindful of that. People really don't care. They really don't. And when you sit back and think, if your anxiety will tell you, it'll tell you lies. And if you listen to those lies, you'll miss out on so much stuff. I've missed out on so much stuff because of anxiety. I really have, for things that make me anxious personally. So if you do struggle with that, definitely reach out, get some help. So Jared, give a couple of examples of your own. Well, you gave an example already, and I've given an example. But what do you do? Because that's the topic of our podcast today, you all, social anxiety. But you all know we like to give you all practical steps that you can cut off this podcast. Well, don't cut it off. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that first, then cut it off. Comment too. But we like to give you strategies that you can turn off this podcast and go apply right then. That's how we like to convey things to you all. So, Jared, what are some things if somebody's struggling with social anxiety? I know for years I struggled with it. I don't struggle with it as much now. Maybe some self consciousness, but again, that goes back to my weight and how I look, and it's things I'm working through actively. How can somebody, when I was a kid though, when I was like 13, 14, I was silent at school and things. I think I was just shy though. I don't think I was necessarily, it caused me anxiety. I think I was just shy, and well, it did cause a little anxiety to talk to people, but I don't think it was social anxiety. I was very quiet, and I did have a fear of like talking to a lot of people until like the eighth grade. But what can somebody do if they struggle with social anxiety? What can someone do to, what have you done to remedy that?
I mean, I've definitely gone to therapy, meditation, I exercise, and um, I use real time attacks. And what I mean by that is it's not nothing fancy. I mean, just whenever you feel yourself getting that social anxiety, you feel this is not a preaching lesson. This is not me telling you this is going to work. This is me telling you that there are tools available and we have to use what we have as humans to get better. That's what we're here for, to share ideas. And real time attacks is basically when you do get those thoughts, which are automatic, I call them ants, automatic negative thoughts. They're bound to come. You deal with them. When they come and you start telling yourself, I'm not good enough, or I'm not able to speak to this girl, I just can't do it. First of all, you tell yourself it's okay. Number one. Number two, logic. You use your logic and you break it down and you say, hey, I can't speak to this girl. You say in your head, I can speak to this girl and it's going to be okay. I don't care what happens. I'm thinking of the outcomes. Yes, she could call me ugly. Yes, she could call me this. She could say I'm not able to do this, but it's okay regardless because my, the world's not ending. I'm still breathing. I'm fine. So just have it, just breaking it down logically, the possible outcomes, telling yourself it's okay, and proceeding in the face of fear and understanding that to get to the other side of the bridge or to get through the storm, you have to go through it and not around it. There is no going around. There's no going back. You have to face it. But you know, just always real time attack, attack, attack. Don't ever let your mind tell you what you can't do. And that's crazy to say, but it's about self consciousness. Like, it's about being self conscious and understanding that as humans, we're going to be self conscious. I'm always self conscious, but I use those real time attacks to say, hey, I submit myself, I anchor myself in the fact that hey, I might say something like, it's not to brag. I might say something to myself like, you're tall, you're good looking, you got beautiful kids that you take care of, and that you're trying to be good for. You're doing a good job. So
Yeah, you're
you
sexy.
attack. Exactly, man. Come on, bro. No, but it's like all those things. You just always use those things and use things that you're that are stamped in reality. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to be like, well, I'm an NBA star if you're not. It's just not gonna work. It's just not. But you can tell yourself that, I'm a hard worker. I'm at work now. I'm working hard. It's a fact. So use facts over feelings and attack. You know.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week. That's the podcast. Great job. No, that was really good, man. That's some good stuff. So watch out for the ants, the automatic negative thoughts. You said to use logic and attack. That's some very good stuff. Very good stuff. I have automatic negative thought. I have ants. I like that. I have ants that come in sometimes, and I'm like, and I do exactly what you say. I say, bruh. Now I be talking cash money to my brain. I'm like,
You
look,
got to. You got to. Avoid for
this
real.
ain't happening. We doing this. That's what I be saying. Yeah, for real. Hey, I don't care if I got a zombie my way. Look, we doing it. I promise. I could be my brain could be telling me you hate this, you despise this task, but I get it done. You know, get it done. So I definitely have seen that work for me for sure. But hopefully you all that was helpful. Bro, I have nothing to add to that because that's the same thing that I use personally. And me and Jared have never sat and talked about it beforehand, but literally that's what we use to attack these negative thoughts. So if you struggle with social anxiety, that's something that could be helpful to you. But with that, you all, hopefully that was helpful. Let's go to announcements, man. So Jared, Magnolia Lawn Solutions, what's up?
Right now, man, the same thing as last week. We're working on the business. We're trying to get everything off the ground. We're constantly working on better systems to put in place and
Mhm.
replacing the old ones and always refining and renewing and trying to get everything better. Um, I would say that everything's going the way it should be going. Nothing's out of order. Nothing's out of place. We're constantly getting customers, and we're on the way up. You know, you can find us at www.magnolialawnms.net, www.magnolialawnms.net, and we're on the way. So thank y'all. We're located in Central Mississippi, and that's how it goes. What's up, JJ?
He must have just woke up.
What
But
about you,
cool.
bro?
Uh, yep. If you or your team needs help with learner engagement, then reach out. Email us info@jbrianspeaks.com. Again, that's info@jbrianspeaks.com. Um, website is www.jbrianspeaks.com. Again, that's www.jbrianspeaks.com. And man, with that, as usual, we appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those things. And with that, I'm Jay Brian.
I'm Jared Washington.
This has been the Attention Span Podcast. Y'all have a great one.